Hey everybody, how's it going? My name's Mayuko and welcome back to my channel. You'll notice this beautiful new addition to my desk. Yes, it's so pretty. I'm so excited to talk about it. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my new monitor. And yes, as the title suggests, it's something that I didn't think that I would want or need, but now that I'm using it, I'm like, dang, I've been missing out. This is a good freaking monitor. So yes, we're gonna be talking about my monitor today. I've talked about my desk setup in numerous different points throughout the year because it just keeps evolving, including things like my keyboard and my desk mat, and now this gorgeous new thing. Thank you so much to LG for working with me on this video. They gifted me this lovely monitor and I've used it for about a week. And so today we're gonna dive in and tell you what I like and don't like about it. Okay, so first let's start off with the specs so that y'all know what we're working with here. This is the 34-inch 21:9 ultra-wide QHD IPS display from LG. It's got an ergonomic stand, which is one of the main features of this monitor specifically. So yes, this is my very first ultra-wide monitor, and that's one of the first things I want to talk about. How has it been, Mayuko, using an ultra-wide monitor? Because wasn't your thing like using a 27-inch monitor? Which yes, using a 27-inch monitor was indeed my thing. Like that's the thing I've been using for like 6 years, been through many different brands, but like 27-inch was like a perfect size for me. And so even before setting this one up, I just had one single 27-inch monitor that I was using. I use this monitor set up for writing and editing and coding and checking emails and watching YouTube, but also running Xcode and running Premiere Pro. So like I do everything from the gamut of just like some light internet browsing to heavy Pinteresting to some really kind of like resource intensive, very space intensive stuff that requires a lot of multitasking, a lot of windows open kind of thing. But yeah, the TLDR basically is that I love this thing. Wow, how have I not used ultra wide form factors up until this point? Because ooh, baby, have I been missing out. Because let me tell you, I think for a long time, I was kind of this like, the more monitors, the better. The more monitors you have, the more badass you look at work. The more monitors you have, the more productive that you're probably gonna be. And then I realized about like 6 months ago that that wasn't the case. And I was just like, okay, let's do some digital minimalism. Let's just go with one monitor because you can't like focus on more than one app at a time, so why have multiple monitors open? So I was pretty happy with that. I did a lot of multitasking on that one 27-inch monitor. I will say it got me more focused because I couldn't have multiple apps open at the same time, but sometimes it just didn't feel like enough space, I will say, but I was like willing to live with it sort of. And then LG sent me this monitor and I was like, you know what? Doesn't hurt to try. Let's just see what the fuss is all about. And yeah, it's great. I like it specifically because it's still one monitor there. You don't have like a split in the middle because of two monitors. And so you can have apps across all the different parts of the screen. And yes, it like most of the time I have more than one app open in one kind of screen, but it does allow me to have multiple apps open at the same time, which a lot of my work requires the use of more than one app because I'm like looking at my notes from Notion and writing them to another page on Notion, or I'm looking at one page on Notion and then I'm like putting it into Premiere Pro, or I'm looking at something on Brave and then taking notes in Notion. I use Notion a lot. And so it's really nice to just have like just so much space to have that. It's like having three windows open on a monitor is the equivalent of having two windows open on a 27-inch. So yeah, there's a lot of space for stuff, which is really nice. So yes, form factor wise, I will rate this monitor a 10 out of 10 stars. Masubi's wonderful little smiley faces. I don't know. I like it. I really like it. I also like that it's not too wide. I think the thing that prevented me from using an ultra wide monitor to begin with was I didn't like how curved it can be because I don't like the feeling of being swallowed by my technology and swallowed by my screen. But this one has a really nice gentle curve to it that allows you to see all four corners of the screen really clearly, but it's like it still doesn't feel like I'm just being swallowed whole, you know? The next thing that I want to talk about with regards to this monitor and what I like about it is the swivel stand. I learned about this monitor because I watched a video from Jossie who reviewed this very monitor, and I was like, that stand looks really clean and really useful. And so that's one of the reasons why I was really interested in testing this out. Basically, this stand allows you to move your monitor in every direction, which is so nice. Doesn't even come with like a monitor, like a traditional monitor stand. It comes with this like desk mount thing. Like most other monitors, you have to buy this separately. I used to have like a monitor stand that I would attach two of my monitors to onto my desk, but this one just comes with it. And wow, it's really easy to move things flexibly. It feels like it's just gonna work, and I feel like it's not very like wobbly or shaky or janky or anything like that. And I will say, most of the time, yes, my monitor is in this position, so there's not a whole lot of swivelly action, but my desk is a standing desk. Also, I like moving my desk to different parts of my room to work and stuff. And so when that happens, like making sure that I can change my monitor position really easily, no matter where I'm at or how I want to use my desk, just makes it super easy. Like I don't have to climb behind my desk and like unscrew stuff and loosen screws and tighten screws. I used to have to do that, and it was a pain in the butt. There's actually one very specific use case that I like using the swivel stand. Sometimes I set up my camera right there, or like I want to set it up right here, but the monitor's in the way, so literally I'll just move it and then it's not in the way, and I can still see my monitor for notes, and I can still look at the camera, and the camera, it doesn't have the monitor in view. So yes, the Ergo stand offers an expanded ergonomic adjustment of extend, retract, swivel, height, and tilt, as well as providing a perfect position of the screen for a more comfortable and sustainable user experience. Because yes, ergonomics is important. When you sit at your desk for so long every single day, like I feel it in my shoulders if it's not the right position. And so having my tools kind of like move and shift around me so that I don't like hurt, pretty important stuff. So the next feature that I want to talk about that I really like about this monitor is this whole kind of like plug-in capability. I don't actually know if like this is super unique to this one, but I will say this is something that I like about this one. Basically, it has USB ports on the back, and so as long as you connect your computer to this monitor using the USB-C port, you'll be able to connect peripherals to the monitor, which then will be able to connect to the computer through that USB-C cable, which is game changing because the freaking MacBook Pro only has like 4 ports. So it's kind of important. There's like most of the time when I have like an external monitor and periphery devices, I use all 4 ports, but literally with this setup, I only have to plug in 1. So I have my webcam and my speakers and my keyboard plugged into the monitor. And then because the monitor is also charging, literally I just plug in that USB-C into my MacBook and I can use all of those things and it charges. I can't tell you how excited I was when I figured out that's like how it worked, because I was just like, I don't have to use dongles on dongles on dongles. Like, oh, that's so nice. Especially because I don't know, I just like having a minimal setup and I don't want cords everywhere. So the cord management was also just super easy for this. Oh, and speaking of cord management, that's another plus of this monitor. It's got really excellent cord management, I gotta say. So all the cords that come out from the back of the monitor, you can actually kind of like guide it down the whole ergonomic stand, which comes with like a cover, so you can really just hide away all of your cords. And so I don't have to see any of the cords that are plugged into my monitor, even though I have a bunch. And yeah, you know, most monitors come with some sort of cord management these days, but I was just really happy that this was like super built in, and I didn't have to use like super dinky looking like cord management ties and stuff and like invent my own solution. Like, no, it was built in as part of the monitor. So yes, this monitor has a lot going for it. It's got really great swivel stand, the form factor is great, the cord management is great. The only con that I can think of for this monitor, which to me is not really that big of a deal breaker, is that the color looks a little faded. Compared to even something like the MacBook Pro screen, it just looks like the color's a bit white, or like whitewashed, kind of faded sort of looking. I try to mess with the different settings on it and stuff, but it doesn't really help. And so compared to other monitors out there out of the box, with some basic settings and stuff without doing anything super fancy, the color's fine. Which for me, like, I'm either coding or writing, or if I am color grading, like that kind of makes a difference, but not so much that I'm just like, I don't have a sense of what my color image is supposed to look like at all. Like, it's fine, but I think it could be a little bit better. So if you're someone who needs like super vivid colors and stuff, you know, maybe assess that about this monitor. But I mean, for like everyday use where you're not doing like really intense color grading stuff where you need the colors to be super true and super vivid, not a huge deal. So all in all, this monitor really surprised me. I really like it, and for the price, I think it's something that I would buy if a company was gonna buy it for me. Like if I worked at a company and then they were like, what do you want for your desk setup? I would definitely choose this one. Would I pay that money myself? I'm not really sure. I'm just not someone who wants to invest that much like money into my desk setup, honestly. But if you are someone who wants to, I think this is well worth it. So yeah, I'm just generally very surprised by how much I like this thing. Using it for the last week, I'm kind of just like, how did I ever not use this? Like, I can't believe I wrote off ultra-wide monitors to begin with. So yeah, just it's the whole package. Everything is great about it. Really, there's that only one issue that I would change, and you know, that's not such a big deal for me. So I would absolutely recommend this monitor. Thank you so much to LG for partnering with me on this video and sending me this monitor. If you'd like to find out more about the monitor, then I'll leave a link in the description box down below. So yeah, hope you liked my review of this monitor. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also, if you own this monitor, let me know what you think about it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more, you know, setup review kind of stuff like this, as well as other tech career and life videos. Hope y'all are having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.